But why isn't it a phone? And are people really walking around and wondering what they're looking at? Everyone's pointing it and saying, "What am I looking at here?" I think actually that's quite a niche use case. It's something you very occasionally use. It seems to be the demo that happens all the time. And one other thing, it should have launched with Teach Mode. It needs to be able to do things on behalf of you in the way that you want them done. For example, for me, I really want it to be able to change my PowerPoints or manage my documents, and I'm looking forward to being able to teach it to do those things. Add this question in here. I don't use Spotify, I don't use DoorDash, I don't use Uber much unless I'm in a big city. And so that's all a little bit disappointing, sort of how limited it is at launch, really, in terms of the apps that are supported natively. But I do want this thing to succeed, and I think that's going to come down to how well that actual AI interface and that sort of chatbot thing works. And what Rabbit need to do now is they need to develop that user experience really quickly, and they need to control the media coverage to get everyone excited by every single update as it comes, such that when you've got the device, you feel like you're getting like a new product every couple of weeks. And some companies are really good at managing that update cycle, and others leave people waiting and wanting. They need to keep that excitement going. I hope by the time mine comes, and it's going to come across the ocean, it should be scheduled in sort of May and June. I hope that it's a much more ready device. I do think that what they talked about in the launch was a Rabbit OS, a full desktop Rabbit OS. That sounds interesting. And I am imagining a bit of a landscape here of computing products, and they've got this partnership with Teenage Engineering, and something like that wouldn't need much local computing power. So I'm imagining some really nicely designed mini PC type products coming in the future. That could be really exciting. That could actually live on a Raspberry Pi or something like that would have enough power to manage that Rabbit OS, given that it's going to do a lot of the AI stuff in the cloud. I can imagine having a little station for Rabbit OS, or maybe just it's a web OS you can launch in any browser or something, or maybe you have a dual boot system as well. But I think that might get a bit painful. You don't need a big desktop class PC to run something like I imagine Rabbit OS will be at launch. What I do want to use it for, and what I do think it'll be good for, is having it as a little voice notes device. I know that I can do that already on an app like Otter, which is good, and even the free version of Otter is great. And if you want to try it for free, I'll put a link in the description actually. And the thing about that is they'll need those notes to be well presented in the Rabbit Hole, which is the sort of name of the web OS as it is. Currently using some notes that I've got in Scrintl, which is a really well developed kind of notes OS, and you can find everything really quickly and easily. So they need to make sure that that Rabbit Hole, if you use it for notes, is great. An alternative to a device like the little voice tile things that are coming out that cost a similar amount, and you need a subscription, and they're just chucking in kind of meeting recording for free because they can. And well, if those notes get well presented, then it could actually become a really good kind of second brain. That's the thing that's not so niche. I mean, we can all Google and find information really quickly. Everyone's making out that, oh, it's fast and accurate. How good is that? Well, we've had that ability to find random facts really quickly and easily for a long time. That isn't novel, isn't new. And what they need to make sure is that they're getting the user interface really right for those applications that everyone does want to do: manage their personal knowledge, keep notes, keep track of meetings, keep track of thoughts, and have them ready to go at any time into their projects. And I really do want to see them succeed. And I'm really hoping that they do take their time and they get the user experiences right. And a lot of AI sort of startups, they seem to rely on this promise of AI for the amazing productivity, and you get these rush things put out. So Rabbit need to take their time, but they also need to hurry up. They need to have properly designed user experiences that aren't just off the shelf with loads of bugs. They need to have humans checking those user experiences that their kind of AI is developing, so that they are really, really good, if they're going to pull people away from what they already do on their phones. And why isn't it a phone? I don't want to carry two things. I don't want to carry a phone and the Rabbit thing. I want to be able to make calls and message on the Rabbit. I was really expecting to be able to do that, so that's a disappointment in my opinion.